Imagine a world where millions of people are left without the life-saving medication they desperately need. This is not fiction. This is happening right now. President Donald Trump has issued a controversial order to halt the distribution of HIV drugs to developing nations. But why would the leader of the free world make such a decision? And what does this mean for global health? Let's dive into the facts and uncover the truth behind this shocking move. On January 25, 2025, President Donald Trump's administration made headlines with a directive to stop the distribution of life-saving HIV drugs to developing nations. This decision primarily affects programs funded by USAID, a government agency that has long provided essential medications to millions of people in need. The Trump administration's rationale for this decision lies in its America First agenda. According to officials, the goal is to prioritize domestic issues and reduce international spending. But let's break this down further. 1. Budget cuts. The administration argues that the U.S. government is spending too much on foreign aid. By cutting programs like these, they claim to save taxpayer dollars. 2. Self-reliance philosophy. Officials believe that continued aid fosters dependency in developing nations instead of encouraging them to build self-sufficient healthcare systems. 3. Political strategy. Critics argue that this move is more about appealing to Trump's voter base, who often view foreign aid as unnecessary. But what about the people at the receiving end of this decision? Let's explore the real impact on global health. While the political reasoning may make sense to some, the human cost of this decision is staggering. Let's look at the numbers. Approximately 38 million people worldwide live with HIV. USAID's programs have provided antiretroviral therapy to over 20 million individuals. Without these drugs, millions are at risk of severe illness and death. Health worker. These medications are not just treatments, they are lifelines. Without them, we're looking at a humanitarian disaster. In sub-Saharan Africa alone, USAID-supported programs account for over 70% of HIV treatments. Cutting off this supply is like shutting the door on hope for millions. These are real people with real lives, parents, children, and families who rely on these medications to survive. This is not just a policy shift, it's a matter of life and death. The global response to this decision has been swift and intense. Activists, healthcare professionals, and world leaders have condemned the move. The WHO released a statement warning that cutting off this aid could lead to the resurgence of drug-resistant HIV strains, putting the global population at risk. From Twitter to international forums, the outcry has been loud. Many are questioning if this decision aligns with America's long-standing reputation as a global leader in humanitarian aid. The ripple effects are being felt worldwide. In countries like Kenya, South Africa, and India, protests have erupted, demanding that the U.S. reconsider its stance. This decision is more than just a budget cut. It's a shift in how the U.S. approaches global health. Global health expert. If the U.S. pulls back from its role as a leader in global health, the vacuum will likely be filled by other nations. But at what cost? Lives will be lost in the transition. Could this decision signal a larger trend of disengagement from global responsibilities? Only time will tell. Some nations, like the UK and Canada, have pledged to increase their contributions to global health. However, the gap left by the US is monumental and unlikely to be filled quickly. While the decision has been made, the fight is far from over. Organizations are rallying support to pressure the US government to reverse this policy. From petitions to fundraising, efforts are underway to ensure that affected nations still receive the support they need. Activists, we can't let politics take precedence over human lives. Every signature, every dollar counts. So, what's next? Will other nations step up to fill the gap left by the US? Or will this decision mark the beginning of a global health crisis? One thing is certain, the world is watching. What do you think about this decision? Is it justified or does it put millions of lives at risk? Share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more thought-provoking content.